What's up, my fellow gardeners and homesteaders? Hope y'all are having an awesome morning. Welcome to another episode here on my channel. Today I'm going to be building a raised bed, and I'm going to show y'all specifically how I do that. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, I'm a huge fan of raised beds, and there's a reason that you clicked on my video and you're wanting to learn how to build one. They are awesome. I highly recommend them, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to build one right now. All right, so a few items that you're going to need. First off, you do need some form of a drill. Secondly, you need some wood screws. Now, I highly recommend these these deck screws, and also recommend getting the tip like this. It looks like a star. I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, but these things are incredible. You will never go back to a Phillips head screw ever again after using these. Incredible. Next thing you will need is you're going to need a circular saw. Most people have these laying around their house, but I'm just telling you the tools that you're going to need. So the next thing you're going to need is 4 12-foot long 2x12-inch boards. Now I've got these 4 laying here, but you're going to need an extra so that you can make the boards that are going to go on the end of this raised bed. So it's going to be a 24-foot long raised bed, and then we're going to make it 30 inches wide. So these are 2 30-inch boards right there. You're also going to need to connect them in the middle, and so I've got another 2x4 just like that. And then I've also got 6 4x4-inch blocks, so you can get a 4x4-inch post and connect them with screws. These are going to be it where you're going to connect all the boards together. So you're going to need 6 of those. And those are 10 inches tall. The other thing you're going to need are some old cardboard boxes, and this is going to go at the bottom of the raised beds. That way it kills off a lot of the grass and stuff that's currently growing. You can also use landscape fabric. Now, I've talked a lot about compost, bringing in compost, because you're going to need to fill this raised beds with something. You know, I do recommend going to your local nursery and getting some good potting soil. Vet them really well. I've got a video that I've done in the past on vetting your compost supplier. You can also get bagged compost from Lowe's or Home Depot. I would push you towards getting something organic. A lot of those have little nitrogen pebbles in them, and so I generally push back against that. And so I would recommend getting some type of organic fertilizer, some type of organic potting soil. The last thing I recommend before I start building this thing is make sure that you get a treated lumber. Now, I know that it's heavily debated, do you use treated lumber in a raised bed? I am, because I don't want termites to eat my wooden raised bed. Your other option is to do cedar, but that's gonna be really expensive. Real quick, before I jump into this build, if you're new to this channel, I sure appreciate you watching. If you found it helpful so far, please click that red subscribe button down below. You can also click the bell. That'll notify you anytime I put out new content. All right, let's get to building this thing. Now that I've got this thing built, I'm gonna get it filled up with potting soil. I've got a lot of compost that I've had brought in. I'm also gonna dress the top of it with some homemade compost that I have. Like I said, I already gave you tips on where you should get compost or potting soil, and let's get that raised bed filled up so you can get some plants in it. All right, y'all, so I've got this raised bed all filled up with that topsoil potting soil mixture. And one thing that I'm mixing into the top 2 inches of the soil is some leaves from around the property, and so that's just going to add some good carbon. And then what I'm also doing is I'm taking some cover crop that's been growing, I'm chopping some of that down in this section of the garden, and I'm adding that to the top as well. That way we really activate the soil microorganisms, so that it really feeds those plants when we put them in there. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to add on top of that a good inch or 2 layer of fresh compost that I've been composting for about 8 months. All right guys, this raised bed is ready for planting. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this video. Please, again, if you found it helpful, click the like and subscribe button. I put out content every single week where my goal is to help you with your garden and homestead. See you on the next video.